If you're tired of waiting 30 days to get paid, your first side hustle should not start with what you enjoy. The people escaping salary dependency are often not selling something new. They are charging for access to something that people already need today. What makes a 300 rand tool start paying you before your next salary even arrives? If you are new here, I'm Ekow, ex-investment banker turned property investor. I break down real money systems that help you earn, keep, and grow your money, especially through property. A dry tap can pay a beginner faster than a fancy online skill. I know that sounds backwards because everyone online keeps telling you to learn some complicated digital skill before you can make money. But when a family opens the tap and nothing comes out, nobody is asking for your certificate, your portfolio, or your 5-year plan. They are asking one urgent question: who is close enough to move before the day gets worse? Most people expect money to come from new skills, new apps, new platforms, or something that sounds impressive when you explain it to your friends. They imagine income sitting behind a laptop, a logo, a content page, or a business idea that needs weeks before anyone pays attention. But one basic household need: keep creating cash when taps run dry, because the pain is not far away or theoretical. It is standing right there in the kitchen with empty buckets, irritated parents, thirsty kids, and a problem that cannot wait for motivation. Picture someone finishing work, loading a few empty buckets into the boot, and moving while everyone is still saying, "There is no opportunity." They fill 10 drums, drop them around the area, and collect 300 rand before the evening even feels over. No fancy setup, no paid ad, no viral post, no certificate, and no big launch. Just a dry tap, 10 households under pressure, and one person close enough to move before the pressure disappears. The strange part is not that water can make money. It's that the person getting paid first is not always the one with the best skills, the nicest CV, or the biggest dream. Sometimes it is the person standing closest to the pressure, while everyone else is still trying to decide what kind of business they should start. But if one dry tap can create pressure, watch what happens when the whole street needs the same thing. One borehole can turn a quiet neighbor into the person the entire street depends on before water comes back. This is no longer about who can carry the most drums. Now the pressure spreads across the street at the same time, and the person with private supply suddenly becomes the person everybody needs. This is no longer about moving water. It's about controlling the one source the street suddenly depends on. The neighbor with the borehole may not be the loudest, the richest, or the most connected person on the street. But when municipal water disappears, that one private water source starts feeling more valuable than another complaint on the community group. The whole street can be stuck, but one access point changes who gets called first. Imagine the water cut at midday, and nobody knows whether it's coming back tonight, tomorrow morning, or 2 days from now. By late afternoon, people are walking over with containers, sending WhatsApps, and asking who has water before the shop closes. A neighbor fills 20 containers before the evening and earns 600 bucks, while other people without access keep waiting for municipal supply. By the time the official solution arrives, the whole street has already learned who had access when the pressure hit. The uncomfortable part is that the street does not reward who needs money most. It rewards the person standing at the one place everyone suddenly needs to reach. That is where this starts feeling unfair, because the person getting paid is not always the person working the hardest. And the next time this shows up, nobody is thirsty. They are embarrassed in front of the guests. 10 plastic chairs can become more urgent than a full business plan when guest arrives in 3 hours. That sounds ridiculous until you picture the host standing in an empty room, checking the time and realizing the problem is no longer theoretical. The food is coming, the family is coming, the guests are coming, and the room still looks unfinished. At that moment, nobody cares about your vision board if people have nowhere to sit. Most beginners will rather chase a new idea because a new idea feels exciting, clean, and full of possibility. They want a name, a logo, a page, a nice color palette, a business card, and maybe even a perfect launch post. But the event host is not thinking about your branding in that moment. The event host only cares about what is missing before people walk through the door and start noticing the gap. One person rents out 10 chairs, 2 tables for 750 rand in one afternoon. She did not sell a complicated product. She did not build an app. She did not wait for anyone to understand the business idea. She simply heard what the room was missing before everybody started noticing the gap. That is where most beginners miss it, because they are still looking for a business, while the room is already exposing the next gap. The chair is not exciting when it is stuck in the garage, but 3 hours before the guest arrives, it starts feeling like the thing the whole room is quietly waiting for. And once a plastic chair can carry that much pressure, a melting bag of ice starts looking less harmless. Customers do not wait for warm drinks to get cold. They walk to the shop that can chill them now. That tiny movement can decide who keeps selling and who watches people leave. And on a hot South African weekend, that movement happens fast. The person who owns the machine wins repeatedly, while the person selling ice manually keeps starting from zero. One person is reacting every time stock runs out, every time demand spikes, and every time customers start asking for something cold. And the other person is sitting behind the machine. Everyone keeps needing. It looks like a small difference until customers start changing direction without making a big announcement. Picture a puzzle shop on a hot Saturday when people are buying cold drinks, ice, snacks, and whatever keeps the day moving. One shop leases an ice machine for the weekend, keeps drinks cold, keeps customers moving, and protects sales from morning until afternoon. Another shop runs out by midday. The drinks start warming up, and customers begin crossing the roads because nobody wants to wait. Nobody writes down the laws, but the till feels it before the owner does. Most people miss it because they are watching the ice melt. Someone else owns the machine everyone keeps coming back to. And once customers start moving, the shop owner feels the loss before they can explain it. That is when cold stop being a nice to have and start becoming the reason people choose one shop over another. Quick note, this same access beat ownership idea shows up in property too. I break that down on PropertyAskEkow. I will link it here in the comment section. A mobile fridge can become more important than the caterer when the food starts warming up before the guests eat. Nobody wants to say that out loud at a wedding, funeral, church gathering, or family events. But when trays of food are sitting in the heat, the person with the fridge suddenly has the power in the room. Not status, not noise, not attention. Power. A mobile fridge looks ordinary when it is parked in someone's yard. It looks like equipment, maybe even dead space. And most people will scroll past it without even thinking twice. But during a wedding or a funeral, it can stand between the host and thousands of rands of food going bad. That is not a small problem when people have already paid. Guests are arriving and the day cannot be repeated. One fridge rents for 900 rand over a weekend. The owner drops it off, plugs it in, and the event carries on while the fridge quietly protects the day in the background. Meanwhile, somebody with more skill earns nothing because nobody urgently needs that skill today. Painful part is that nobody remembers the skill if the food becomes the disaster everyone talks about. Most people miss it because they are watching the host panic, while someone else owns the thing that keeps the event from becoming a story that people repeat. And by now, these examples should no longer feel random. Different objects, different scene, different customer. But something familiar keeps showing up before money moves. And if this still feels random, the next part is where the disguise comes off. These are not 5 side hustles. These are 5 alarms going off in different places. That is why copying the object can fool you. Object is loud, but the alarm behind it is louder. Drums, boreholes, sitting, cold drinks, and food storage look unrelated until the same panic show up behind each one. At first, they look like separate hustles sitting in separate corners in everyday life. But behind each one, somebody is about to lose control of the day. That is the part most people do not look at long enough. The drum answers a dry tap. The borehole answers a street shortage. The chairs answers guests with nowhere to sit. The ice answers customer movement. And the fridge answers food loss. If this is making sense, hit subscribe. I break down practical income ideas like this every week. Most people copy the item, but the real clue is the moment everything starts going wrong. They chase the visible item and miss the invisible emergency. But the next version is worse because the panic does not just embarrass people. It starts killing the day's income. Load shedding can turn a small generator into the difference between one lost hour, and one lost day. This is where the pressure gets sharper because the problem is not only discomfort, irritation, or inconvenience. It is business stopping while the costs keep moving. It is not about owning the biggest generator or having the best idea or working long hours. A huge generator that is too far away cannot help a salon whose card machine just died. A clever business plan cannot help the food store whose equipment stops working mid-rush. In that moment, the thing that matters is not size. It is what keeps the day from slipping further. A small generator rented for one night can save a salon, food store, or event from losing the entire day's income. One person needs lights, another person needs a card machine, another needs clippers, fridge, music, or cooking equipment to keep working. The rental feels small until you compare it to what the blackout was about to destroy. Suddenly, the small rental does not feel small compared to the day that could disappear. Most people wait for the power to come back, while someone else is already standing between the blackout and the bigger loss. By this point, ignoring the pattern starts looking expensive because when the light goes off, the problem is no longer uncomfortable. It is costing someone the day. This is why the final move has to connect directly to the loss someone is trying to stop. The final mechanism is simple. On the tool that removes the problem people cannot afford to leave stuck. Every example was showing you where the money appears before people think clearly. You are not searching for a magical side hustle, and you are not waiting for the perfect idea to fall from the sky. You are searching for the blocked moment first, then the tool becomes obvious. Most people ask, what business should I start? That question is too wide, and it keeps beginners trapped in ideas instead of looking at the real problem. Ask a sharper question. What problem keeps appearing around me whilst people do not have the tool? A drill, ladder, grinder, pressure washer, carpet cleaner, or concrete mixer can look ordinary until someone needs it today and cannot finish the day without it. One paid rental can turn a small tool into repeat income. One person pays to finish a repair, another pays to clean before visitors arrive, and another pays because buying the tool for one job makes no sense. That tool may sit quietly most of the week, but when the problem appears, it becomes the thing that moves the job forward. The person who keeps ignoring that gap keeps waiting for salary to rescue them. Pick one tool linked to a problem happening around you this week. Do not buy anything fancy first. Find the stuck job, find the person who needs access, and get one paid rental before you spend bigger money. If you want to actually start building this with property, I've put together a full breakdown. WhatsApp teach me to the number on screen and I'll send it to you. Be a legacy builder.